Alright, and so tonight we are making wine glazed chicken and shrimp. I have it seasoned inside the skillet with a little bit of fresh thyme, some kosher salt, and some black pepper, a little bit of paprika, and some garlic powder. We're going to bring it to a nice sear like this right here, and then we'll go ahead and take it off of the heat. Now going to the shrimp, we're going to season that with just a pinch of salt because there's already salt inside the chicken. It's all about compensation, you know. So we'll go ahead and cook those up. Now let's start on our glaze with a half stick of butter. We'll be doing that with a half stick of butter with some brown sugar and our cooking wine, along with a little bit of cayenne pepper, for the muy caliente. We're going to bring it to a boil, let it keep on ripping a little bit. Also add about 3 tablespoons of honey. Continue to whisk that as you do not want it to burn. It's starting to thicken up as you can see, but it's not quite there yet. You want it to look like this right here. That's what you want. So when you get this, you're going to go ahead and turn it off, let it cool just a little bit. Then you'll toss in all of your chicken and your shrimp and veggies if you want. So you'll make it look like something beautiful. Cut your chicken on a bias like I'm doing right here. Just make it really pretty, just for a presentation. Or cut it in cubes if you like. Whatever you do, choose to make it all your own. So throw it alongside that skillet, like I said. Let that extra flavor just sop up inside all that chicken and veggies. Like this right here. Beautiful. Then we can go ahead and just plate it right on up, and you'll come out with a masterpiece like this right here. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't it make you want to just reach right through the screen and just bite it? I hope you didn't bite your phone, because I know I want to bite mine. Go ahead and enjoy.
I figured I'm going to show you how to make some split pea soup. Alright, and so for this recipe you will need a big old 2-pound bag of Pappy's Pantry split peas. So you're going to need some black pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and a little bit of kosher salt. I got some smoked turkey in here. I'm going to let that cook for about a good 2 hours until they're good and tender, and then we'll toss in those split peas and let it continue to rip. Smoked turkey is nice and tender. We are going to add our split peas. Like music to my ears, just like music to my ear. Let that come to a good boil, stirring occasionally to keep and avoid sticking. Reduce the heat to about a medium and let it rip. We are going to cook these, like I said, until there's almost like an invisible pea. It just becomes a pot of green goodness. As you can see how that turkey meat just plopped on inside that water because it's nice and tender? That's what you want. So as you can see, it's come to a boil. Now we will go ahead and reduce the heat. I like when the split peas break up, I want it to be liquefied, but we're going to cook these down a little longer until it gets thick enough. I like it. I like a thicker split pea soup. And so I said to myself, this split pea soup is missing something. I have some frozen carrots in the freezer. I'm going to throw these in when the split pea soup is just about done. Here is your split pea soup. Look at this right here. Nice and chunky, just the way I like it. But you got your chunks of meat in there. You got your carrot in there. Nice and colorful, nice and chunky, just the way I like it. It's a cold day, but it's going to be warm inside. Y'all go ahead and enjoy your split pea soup. And so the missus said that she wanted some chili. I'm like, yeah, that does sound pretty good. So why not show them how to make chili? All right, so these are the ingredients and the items that you will need for tonight's recipe. I have here some ground turkey. Gonna fry it up with this right here. A little bit of Wesson. A couple tablespoons of kosher salt. Some paprika. Maybe a little complete season. Need some cayenne pepper, for the muy caliente in you. 2 green bell peppers. 1 red onion. Sweet corn, 1 can of that. Some light red kidney beans, rojo, red in Spanish. Frijoles negro. We're going to use some black beans. We're going to use 1 can of that. We're going to use 1 cup of sun-dried tomato, 1.5 cup of spaghetti sauce, 2 cups of chicken broth, some garlic. We're going to use some minced garlic, roughly about 2 tablespoons of that. A 5-quart pot. First things first, let's go ahead and cut up our fresh veggies. Let's do that. The dried beans. We're going to be waiting a long time, bro. Now it's on to our red onion. Let's go ahead and start chopping that up. You want a robust chili. They don't have to be chopped in any type of form or fashion. So we got all of our veggies chopped up. with our Santoku knife. So now we can go ahead and season up our ground turkey. What we're going to season it with, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to hit it with some of this right here, that kosher salt. Ground paprika, some minced garlic in there. Make it work. Listen. What's in the way? Let that get nice and hot until it starts rippling. What we're going to do is sweat the flavor out with a little bit of this right here. Morton salt. You can also hit it with a little bit of black pepper if you want. Let's toss that good old ground turkey in there. So we're going to saute this down. Down to what? We're going to saute it down to something beautiful. So now we're going to add this right here. Our chicken broth. We have 2 cups. Add the 1.5 cup of spaghetti sauce. We are going to add our sun-dried tomato. For the more caliente in you, we're going to go ahead and add this cayenne pepper. Going to put roughly about a tablespoon of that in there. Going to throw that in there. The sweet corn gives it a little bit of a flair. You know what I mean? What is a chili without these right here? Some kidney beans and some negros frijoles, some black beans. You got to throw that in there. The reason why I'm throwing these last is because they are already cooked. And so you don't want a pot of mush. Here's your homemade chili. Oh yeah. Look at that. Gotta take my glasses off. Everything is good. Good. Do it right here. So today I will be showing you how to fry some pork chops. These right here, these beautiful pork chops. Pernil in Spanish. To fry these bad boys in, listen, vegetable oil. Your cast iron skillet. You know I had to bring my baby out. And you will need some gold medal all-purpose flour. You'll roughly need about a teaspoon of salt. You'll need some garlic powder. Roughly about a teaspoon of that. Teaspoon of onion powder. That smoky flavor, you'll need some Spanish style paprika, about a half teaspoon of that. It's a little bit of this right here, about a quarter teaspoon of this black pepper. First things first, let's go ahead and put that good old vegetable oil in our skillet. And be sure to put your skillet on medium heat. Go ahead and season these bad babies up. Aren't they pretty? These are some pretty pork chops. So let's hit it with a little bit of the salt right here. Let's hit it with about a half of a teaspoon to a teaspoon. We're going to season them on both sides. We don't want to do too much. Just a little salt. And then I hit it with this right here, the garlic powder. Here's some onion powder. This Spanish style paprika is show the pork chop a little bit of tenderness. You know, massage that seasoning in there. You know what I mean? And here's your flour. We got roughly about a cup and a half of flour in there. What we're going to do is just go ahead and flop it around just like that. All right, our grease is nice and hot. Don't believe me? Just watch. If your flour disintegrates inside that grease, you're ready to start frying. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You hear that sound? That's the sound of joy. And what you're going to do is fry your pork chop on each side for about a good 3 minutes. It's time to flip these bad boys over. Yes, ma'am. Here are your fried pork chops. Yes, ma'am. I'm finna tear this up. Where the hot sauce at?
I'm going to show you how to make honey walnut shrimp. What you will need is some shrimp. I have 7 here. You'll need a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, maybe a 1/2 cup. You will need 1 egg. You will need some black pepper to season and some kosher salt to season. You will also need about a cup of water to boil and about a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. You'll also need about 3 tablespoons of honey. You will need about a 1/4 cup of walnuts and about 3 tablespoons of Hellmann's mayonnaise. You'll need a pot to boil the water in, and you'll need a skillet to fry the shrimp in. Add oil to your skillet and put it on a medium heat. Let's season up our shrimp with the salt and with the black pepper. Mix that in there with a spoon. Get all the seasoning in there. Then you want to whisk an egg. You can now egg wash your shrimp. You will bread the shrimp with the cornstarch and pat the cornstarch into it. Then you will fry the shrimp until golden brown. Our shrimp are done, so now let's set them aside. Let's start boiling our water and our sugar. Bring it to a rapid boil, and then you will add honey to that. Continue to whisk to avoid sticking. It will become like this, and then what you will do is turn off the heat. You will add your walnuts to that. Mix all of that in there. Then you will add your mayonnaise. Mix that in there. Set it aside. Now you will combine your shrimp with your honey walnut mixture, and you will come out with something beautiful, like this right here. Here is your honey walnut shrimp. Man, oh man, beautiful. Enjoy. So what we're going to do is make some pan-seared scallops. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to line all of these bad boys up, and what we will do is take off what we like to call the abductor muscle. You don't need that because that's what propels the scallop through the water. It's very tough and doesn't have much taste either. Take that off, and then what you're going to do is lay your scallops on top of some paper towel to dry them out. Lay them out, and then what you'll do is sprinkle a little bit of Morton salt on them, or kosher salt for those that don't like Morton. And then you're going to lay some paper towel on top of them. Press down on that to get the excess moisture out of the scallop. Then you'll let them sit for about a good 30 minutes. Yes, I did say 30 minutes. It takes about that amount of time to dry out the scallop. That will make it perfect for searing. Get your skillet nice and hot and put some good old Wesson vegetable oil in there, roughly about a tablespoon. You don't need a whole lot. And you're going to sear them on each side for about 3 minutes. 3 minutes, yeah, each side 3 minutes. Scallops don't take a long time to cook. If you tap them and they don't bounce back, you've overcooked your scallops and they're too hard. So it should look somewhat like this. So now you can go ahead and melt you some butter. Melt some butter because that's what's going to go on your scallop. So you'll go ahead and melt this butter up right here, as you see. Get all of it nice and melted. Melt that bad baby up because you're going to add something wonderful to it. Something like this right here. Some good old lemon juice. Yeah, you're going to use lemon juice. About a quarter cup of that. If you didn't know, lemon juice goes perfect with any seafood. Yes, I said it. Any seafood. Lemon juice goes perfect with it. Hit it with about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Mix that all around. Oh, the aroma is killing me. Then you'll hit it with some of that good old cooking wine. Yes, cooking wine. It has 0.5% toxicity, so you won't be inebriated, for lack of better words. Hit it with about a teaspoon of basil. Mix all of that in there. And then what you'll do is go ahead and drop in your scallops. Now you're just going to toss them around in that wonderful sauce. You're not going to leave them in there because you don't want to take away the sear. Take them in, take them out. That's as simple as that. That's all you want to do. Let's make a veggie. Use about a quarter cup of olive oil. Inside that good old hot skillet, drop your broccoli in there. We're going to do broccoli tonight. Yes, ma'am. Hit with a little bit of kosher salt and some black pepper. Toss them around inside that wonderful skillet. And then hit it with some more of that good old cooking oil, to make the flavors match a little bit. You know what I mean? Make the flavors match. And then hit it with some garlic powder because garlic makes everything better. If you didn't know, now you know. Toss that around in there. Make it beautiful. Make it pretty. Make it beautiful. The flavors that are going to be in this meal are going to be awesome. And it's going to look a lot like this right here. Doesn't that look good? My current situation, greens. Some smoked turkey in there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Figured I'd go ahead and start Sunday dinner a little bit early, you know what I mean? Turkey wings in the oven. It's gonna be real good. And Tabitha Brown's word, very good. Look at that. Got that little pot liquor sopped up on that spoon. Man, oh man. Yup. Yeah, buddy.
It's all about them turkey wings, dog. Look at this right here. Beautiful. Nice and golden brown. Got that beautiful golden brown color on it. Browned, not burnt. Yeah, buddy, this is a portion of tomorrow's dinner. So we are going to enjoy this right here. Yes, ma'am. So I figured I'd show you how to make a low-carb shrimp taco. All right, and so for this recipe, these are the things and items that you will need. I have these 10 beautiful, succulent, colossal shrimp. Some of this right here. Kosher salt, some garlic powder, some ground black pepper, some Spanish-style paprika. Because we're not using a taco, we're going to use this right here, some romaine lettuce. We're going to use half of this red onion, half of a tomato, half of an orange bell pepper, half of a green bell pepper, and half of a rojo, red bell pepper. Some sweet kernel corn. For your sriracha mayo, this is what you will need. This right here. Hellmann's mayonnaise. Some spicy sriracha. Yeah, my friend. Good old cast iron skillet. Go ahead and rip off a couple leaves of this good old romaine lettuce. Cut it right here, just like that. Slice these bell peppers in half. You see? Very colorful. All right, now it's time to go ahead and season up our beautiful colossal shrimp. We're going to sweat out the flavor of those good old veggies. A little bit of this right here, kosher salt. Add a little bit of this right here. Add a little bit of corn. Let's go ahead and toss these babies in there. To make our sriracha mayo, we're going to use this right here. Hellmann's mayonnaise. I swear by that, but you can use Miracle Whip if you like. And we're going to use this right here. Our sriracha sauce. It is very spicy. Muy caliente. And our sriracha mayo, we're going to add roughly about half teaspoon of that to it. Add a little bit of garlic powder because I said garlic makes everything better. That's what I'm talking about. Your sriracha mayo. There you go. Here are your low-carb shrimp tacos. One with the sriracha mayo, one without. Take your pick. Take your pick. I want both of them. Thanks for watching.